And what do you think of the threat that Aaron Jones presents? How would you sum that up, or what he presents to defenses?
Yeah, he can do a lot of things. He's obviously a great running back. Good vision, slasher. I think he's way more elusive in and through contact than obviously you would guess. Bounces off a lot of tackles, got a really nice stiff arm with both arms, good ball security. And then the whole other part in the passing game, his ability to run routes and get open and then do little things, fly sweeps and different things. We're just kind of scratching the surface, I think, with him, which is fun. But obviously there was an emphasis on getting those guys the ball early and often tonight.
Just you talked about what Sammy could be during the offseason. Guess what you were the way he was able to, a couple big plays for him, particularly in the fourth quarter. Just having that veteran presence, how reliable is that for you to have that?
Yeah, it's important. I really enjoy Sammy. I had heard some things about him that made me think that was going to be the case, but I do really enjoy Sammy a lot. We had a real nice text conversation this week about a number of different topics I'm not really going to get into, but the feeling I got afterwards was, man, we really got a special person who understands his role and is going to help us at some point. He made 3 really nice plays today. One kind of got us going a first down early in the game. One got us down the red zone. And then obviously backed up, really nice call by Matt, and nice tight wobbler by me. But good route by Sammy getting open.
Aaron, 9 guys, I think, had targets today. None of them had more than 4. Is there benefit to kind of living that way for you guys?
I think we're going to have to. It's the days of one guy getting 15 and the next guy getting 4 or 5 are kind of over. We're going to have to find ways to get different guys in football in different spots. There's a lot of different plays for specific guys. We had a package for Christian. We had a package for Romeo. Obviously, a lot of plays for Sammy and for Allen, and then coming back, which was great. And then a couple wrinkles for Cobby. We had him in the backfield on the 3rd down. So that's kind of the way it's going to go. Obviously, we had a lot of plays for 33 and 28.
Aaron, I don't want to misread your mood. You don't seem like super thrilled. How do you feel about this one?
Well, the second half was frustrating, but it's tough to win this league, so I'm very happy. Just like them, we expected to win this game. I'm not up here surprised about what happened. Felt like we had a good week of practice, and if we just played our game, that this was the type of outcome that could happen. But I'm disappointed in the second half. I screwed up the action on that fumble with AJ, and then Josh, had the brain fart and snapped it on 1 instead of 2, and that kind of killed the momentum. I don't feel like we had many bad drives all game. Not sure if we had a 1 3 and out maybe, it seemed like. Yeah, and then I felt like we moved the ball really well. So I'm just trying to, again, temper expectations, and obviously I'm going to enjoy the heck out of this one tonight. But we got a big one next week, a tough road trip, and it's got to be better. This was better than week 1, but we got to be better than this if we want to compete with Tampa.
I know this isn't like the vintage Chicago defenses, but still it's 24 points in 5 positions in the first half. Is that what you're looking for? I mean, is that kind of what you're, coming from week 1 to week 2, is that what you're trying to build toward?
Well, I think the apex, the acme of the pyramid would be like 2014 home game first halves. I believe we had a stretch of 23 or more points in a number of games. Tom will probably correct me when we leave here, but that was a fun run that we had. I felt good about our ability to move the football. And just the rhythm on the first drive told me that we were going to be able to do some things. Now, you know, they came in and didn't really pressure. I don't know if I recall, I have to go, I haven't obviously seen the film, but their goal was to play some shell coverage and get down to some one high, kind of late in the cadence at times, but I think they kind of dared us to go the length of the field, and we stuck with the run. So kudos to Matt for really sticking with it. And then the one big sequence that kind of turned things for us was 2nd and 28. Romeo does a nice job reading his block. The guys block their butts off. And then it's 3rd and 8. Cobby runs a nice route. We get a first down. That was unexpected points. But we got 7 out of that, and that kind of turned the tide, I think, confidence-wise and momentum-wise for us.
Aaron, some star running backs might have reacted differently, not getting as many touches as they want, like was the case with Aaron last week. It sounds like he didn't make a peep, just kind of went about his business. Do you?
Is that what he told you? Because he was in a bad mood last week.
That's the true story. Do you like that about him? It seems like there's not a lot of ego with him.
Like, both those guys wake up, and it's the best day of their life. 33 and 28 coming to work, and it's a great day every single day. So those are fun guys to play with. They truly enjoy each other, pull for each other. Very different styles, but I applaud their growth over the years. If you think about them when they came in, both of them, I felt like Aaron was a little heavy, when he first came in, and was nowhere near as elusive as he is now. And he always had good hands, though. I remember a catch against Dallas. He basically caught off the turf. I threw him a terrible one. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty great catch right there. But the attitude has always been there, just zero complacency. AJ came in, and it's more of a one-trick pony, downhill guy. But he wasn't running behind his pads. Now you watch him. He finished some runs tonight, and he delivered blows to linebackers, to secondary players, to defensive linemen. And he might have some of the best hands on the team now. You watch him in, the pat and go lines, and it's impressive. So I give both those guys credit. They are examples of what it means to be a pro, and especially here. The ascension year after year, and then just the art of being a good teammate.
Aaron, were you part of the planning of that ayahuasca celebration, and would you think it that owed to you?
I'm not sure what you're talking about. And I was not a part of any of the planning of celebrations. They leave me out because when it comes to one-trick ponies, I am kind of a one-trick pony.
Aaron, what's the energy like on the sideline when the defense gets that goal line stop, and then what's your mentality when you're going out there and the ball's inside the one?
Don't fumble the snap. Yeah, it felt like that was game when that happened. 6 minutes left, 8 minutes left. But doing the math, we get a first down there, then there's 6 minutes. Get a second first down, then there's 4 minutes. So the way our defense was playing too, they gave a touchdown the first drive and then a bunch of 3-and-outs in a row was pretty spectacular. They gave up some gashes in the run game, 2nd and 20 running power, getting a first down. Obviously wasn't probably in their high on their excitement level, but 10 points to an NFL offense is a great day, and we should win every single one of those games.
I know it wasn't Elton's finest game today, but what does it mean to get 74 back?
Let me just say this about success. And I'd say the same thing to these guys, and have said the same thing. The definition of success isn't always measured in stats. And for Elton, I thought tonight was an absolute success. I really do. He's been out for a long time. And he's battled in practice and battled in his rehab, and he went out there and played an NFL football game. That, to me, is a successful night. And a lot of times we get caught up in a definition of success that's actually never really attainable. So we live in this feedback loop of negative self-talk and self-criticism that I don't think is good for a healthy ego or good for own confidence. So what I know the guys were telling them and what I feel about them is that tonight was a huge success for Eldon, and I couldn't be prouder of Eldon Jenkins.
Aaron, speaking of that success, you said last week you wanted to kind of, especially with these young guys, set them up for success, put them in some better situations. You obviously leaned on the run a lot tonight, but I felt like I saw a lot of the short passes, maybe the high completion throws. Was that kind of part of bringing them along, making them comfortable?
I mean, tonight was really about 28 and 33 getting them the football. I didn't play great, you know. I feel like the stats look a little better than the game. You know, the standard I set for myself is pretty high. I feel like it is attainable, and my definition of success, I feel like, rests gently on my shoulders and my ego. But I missed some throws that I should never miss, and there were some opportunities for more points out there. I mean, I feel like the ball to Allen on the right sideline on the first drive is a ball I should hit. Should be thrown higher and more outside. That should have been a touchdown. And then I had a just real ugly one to AJ there in the first quarter as well. But so I got to play better moving forward, especially if, as the, you know, I think next week will probably be the, you know, we'll see. I don't know what Minnesota's going to be like. They play tomorrow, but this is going to be a really good football team in Tampa, and obviously they're going to be expecting to be playing in January. So I'm going to keep improving and finding ways to get those young guys confident and get them the ball in certain spots. But if we can run the ball like we did today, it alleviates a lot of the stress that we could feel had we not had 200 yards rushing.
Two more for Aaron. What's the counter when teams are obviously going to know that you're going to go to 33 and 28 a lot? What's the counter?
The counter? I just feel like the package that we have for those guys is we're just getting in there. It's like Tom loves his Starburst jelly beans. You know, we've just taken a couple handfuls of those, and there's a lot left in the bag. So we expanded from week one, but there's so much more that we can do with those guys. We got to get our best 11 on the field. It was fun to see Big Dog out there more because I feel like when he's playing more, obviously he can dominate the line of scrimmage. We're going to need him, you know, as we move through this season. We got to have to take care of him in practice. But the more we can get him out there, I love the way Sammy played. I love using Cobby the way we used him. Great having Allen back. He does so much more than just, 2 for 13 or wherever he had. You know, made a bunch of great blocks tonight. We're going to use the young guys. They're going to come along. But I think we're just getting started with those guys and some of the things we can do.
Aaron, I know we're not talking philosophically tonight, we're talking about the game, but what you said about success, I think I heard you say something similar earlier this offseason too after you came back. I'm just wondering, how do you reconcile that with how many times you've heard over the years, well, they call this Titletown for a reason, and how has your view changed? Because it's hard for me to imagine you're not as competitive as ever.
Yeah, I'm definitely still as competitive as ever. I just think how I reconcile it is, where's my focus and where's the perspective, and what ideas or themes or criticism or conversation can rob my joy, my love of the game, my love of my teammates and competing. And obviously I'd love to be up here multi-Super Bowl winner, and we had opportunities, and we'll live with those as we move down the line and think about it, especially a little more in 5 or 10 or 15 years. But I do feel like there's a lot of pride in the journey, and it's fun to still be on the journey and still be playing at a pretty high level.